So I found this concept art on Pinterest and I was really inspired from it. And looking at it, I decided that I wanted to use this as a basis for a project that I had in mind. Recently, I've been really into the Unreal Engine and I've been waiting for a project or thinking of a project that I can use to learn the actual environment. And been playing around with it for the last few months and I've been really impressed by it. And I think there's something to it. Not even just beyond even games too. I believe that you can do a lot more than people realize with this kind of tool. So the idea is that I want to take this concept art and I want to create this full environment here and make it an interactive environment. It won't be a game, but just basically I will use this concept here just as an exercise to teach myself the fundamentals of Unreal and also the fundamentals of, or actually to reintroduce myself to C++. It's been something I haven't touched in probably over almost 2 decades, I believe. But I've been really interested in picking it up again, and I think this will be a fun exercise to actually start learning C++ again and being able to develop things and extend things beyond the capabilities of what you normally would get in Unreal and Blueprints. So to begin with everything, the environment will be completely developed in Blender 3D. Aside from the grass, I want to totally create and model everything in Blender and use this basis as the mesh for the actual 3D environment. But even before that, I want to create this in Blender so that I also can reintroduce myself a little bit to Blender because I haven't used it in quite a while. And I thought this would be a fun exercise also to just brush up on Blender and reacquaint myself with it. So things will start with development in Blender and the whole 3D environment created in there. But I also want to just do that as a separate piece too. So really create an interesting render from it. Just as also kind of like a proof of concept or at least a visualization of what's to expect this thing to look like. And then from there, export it to Unreal and then start the development in there. The grass will be one of the most interesting parts about this whole project because that will definitely be the foliage tool and the foliage components that come with Unreal. Also a few other things that I want to add into this environment as I'm developing it and which you don't see on the concept art. But one thing I was playing around with, one idea I was playing around with is to add butterflies into this scene and actually program their behavior and movements and animation and all of that, and just use as a general purpose asset to just learn development of AI and interactive assets. Along the way, I'll probably, and I might add some other things that come to mind that will work and sync and actually be in sync with this project. So as I'm going along, it's just a process of discovering and learning. So I'm hoping that people watching get the same experience that I do. Because I will just be discovering all of these things just as much as you are. So I'm totally open to suggestions and feedback that you may have. I believe this is just going to be a project not only for myself, but also for everyone watching to learn from. Well, that's it for this. I do hope that this will be the start of something really interesting, and I hope that you too will get something out of this as much as I do. All right. Well, thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.